I must say, Tamika Catchings, who won a national championship, has been waiting semi-patiently today to finally get the ball up in the air, and we are underway here in Austin. Game number 1 of 2, Louisville in the home white. They win the tip, and they've got the first possession here at the Moody Center. There is Van Lith, the entry to Olivia Cochran. This is one area that Louisville wants to exploit, their size. And Maggie Bear has a defensive rebound. Get used to hearing about Drake getting defensive rebounds. They're excellent in that category. Take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Capital One, and the starting 5 for Drake on the floor, and an early turnover here for the Bulldogs, and the freshman for Louisville, Nyla Harris, puts it in.
Well, I love the intensity right off the bat. You look at Louisville, they are going to bring the heat. That is one area that you've talked about. Intensity-wise, we have to pick it up. Defensively, you'll see that.
Here is Katie Dinnebeer, excellent. She leads the team in free throws made and attempted, and she'll go to the line to try to finish off a three-point play.
That'll be a foul on Kristen Carr, and if you know one thing about this young lady, the way she plays defense, she gets after it, but Dinnebeer did a great job of putting her head down and getting all the way to the basket.
Sophomore from West Des Moines, third-team all-conference selection, all-defensive team, all-tournament team. She is the heartbeat of the team, according to Allison Pullman. As you take a look at the Louisville starting 5, brought to you by Capital One. Mikasa Robinson does so much on both ends of the floor. We've talked about Van Lith. Carr went for 27 in the ACC tournament title game against Virginia Tech.
I like the emphasis right now. Louisville trying to get the ball down low, but Drake is doing a great job of having hands up on the defensive end.
On the drive, counted Grace Bird, redshirt senior out of Iowa, gets her first 2 points, played really well in the Valley tournament, averaged nearly 17 points a game, was an all-tourney selection. Robinson on the crossover, takes it at Bear, won't drop, and a foul called on Maggie Bear. Well, it is March, it's the NCAA tournament. That means it's Jeff Walz's favorite time of the year, because he's had nothing but success in the NCAA tournament. 37 wins and 13 losses in his 16 years at Louisville. That's amazing.
Well, he talked a lot about the last 2.5 weeks and preparing for this NCAA tournament, and figuring out where they're going to get seated is one thing, but the preparation it takes, you take the level to a whole nother level, and that is something all the players have talked about, but Coach Walz came over and said that yesterday too.
Now, there is a formula. It turns out it's 2.5 weeks before the end of the regular season is when they really turn up the intensity, and you can feel that intensity for Louisville. They get the turnover, they get the basket, and they're back in front.
Well, you feel the heat right now. Look, you got 3 players on the front court for Louisville now. Drake doing a good job breaking the press, but who other than Mikasa to have her hands on the ball?
And look at Van Lith running back the other way. Leans in for 2 more.
One thing you got to know, Van Lith is a lefty, so she's coming back to that left hand. I don't know how many deflections already we've seen in Louisville.
Everyone could shoot the 3 for Drake, and a lot can make it. Sarah Beth Gildner, SB Gildner, if you please, knocks down the 3. She is the leader in threes made and attempted this year. That's her 69th that she's knocked down.
Well, Allison Pullman, Coach Pullman said, I want 5 players on the floor that are ready to score at all times, so you will see that.
And they can run the floor as well. Anna Miller with the finish.
Drake falling back into their zone right now. See the switch up. The middle of the zone is what Louisville practiced yesterday. Get the ball to the middle.
Cochran can't get it, and a rebound for Drake. They lead the nation in defensive rebounds a game with 32, so they are very good at taking care of things on that end of the floor. On the reverse, won't drop for Dinnebeer, but an offensive rebound here for Bear. Fighting against Cochran, it will be Drake basketball. Well, Jeff Wall says the defense has gotten better here late in the season. We've seen that here in the early going.
Well, that's still right there, but Hailey Van Lith able to get the bucket right off of it. But you've seen the deflection, the activity that Louisville is playing with. But hey, let's not forget about Drake. Drake's doing a good job being able to combat that defensive intensity. Courtney Becker, Taylor McCauley coming to the game for the Bulldogs. Drake 22 wins on the season. They won 14 in conference play against Graceburg on the drive. Robinson. Over to Carr. On the turnaround, just into the game is Liz Dixon. More size for Louisville off the bench. And another defensive rebound for the Bulldogs. I think Drake is doing a good job of controlling the pace of the game right now. You know, Louisville's going fast, but I almost think they need to slow down a little bit. And a foul is going to be called on Louisville. As you look at Allison Pullman in her second season as Drake's head coach, she joined the Drake staff as an assistant in 2007. Followed Jenny Baranchek, who is now, of course, having great success at Oklahoma, who is the Drake head coach for 9 years. We asked her, how has she built on the foundation that Jenny left, and acknowledging, like, oh my gosh, she built an amazing program, and you've heard the Drake name through the years. But there are little wrinkles she's tried to throw in, being a little bit tighter on the defensive ends, and not being afraid to run and push. Well, having been on the sideline for 14 years and stepping up, and Dennebeer for the three. 10 straight points for Drake. They can score quickly and in bunches, as we pointed out, averaging 79 points a game. Harris. Marissa Russell into the game for Louisville. Van Lith will try it for three. Hailey Van Lith only needs a little bit of space to be able to get her shot up, and right there you saw a little shot fake. Katie Dennebeer will slow things down here. It's been high intensity, high tempo right from the opening tip here in Austin. Inside. Drake does such a good job of making the right cuts at the right time. They've had years to play with each other, and I think you see how comfortable they are. Becker gets her first points off the bench. Dixon sets the screen for Russell, rolls to the basket for two. Pick and roll right there. And another steal. Harris picks the pocket in the backcourt and gets the bucket. And another steal, Robinson. On the drive, and a beautiful finish by Russell. Two back-to-back steals by Louisville, two back-to-back finishes. Drake trying to slow it down a little bit. Here's the thing as well, we're inside the 5-minute media window, and finally a whistle gets us to a stoppage. 4 subs trying to come into a game, because this has been a great start. A great first 6.5 minutes here. We talked about it right at the very top of the show. This is a 12-5 game. Already today, Florida Gulf Coast, a number 12 seed, knocked off Washington State, a number 5 seed. Toledo, a number 12, knocked off Iowa State, a number 5. So it may be that kind of day playing into what Drake's trying to do here against Louisville out of the ACC. Well, I think the message is, when you get to tournament time, it doesn't matter where you get seated. Every single night, it might be your off night and somebody else's on night. You got to come ready to play for 40 minutes, no matter who you play. Spoken from experience, I have a feeling, although I don't remember you being a 12 seed back in the day, but that's another story for another time. You can see the double-digit seeds so far winning and advancing. Mississippi State picked up a couple of wins. They got a first 4 win. Princeton with the victory. Grace Stone with the memorable 3 to knock off NC State. Van Lith looking for another 3. Not this time, and another rebound
for Maggie Bear.
One of the things that's impressive about Drake, and you said this yesterday, is the fact that they play a zone and they rebound so well, leading the country in defensive rebound. But most teams that play zone don't rebound the ball that well.
On the cut to the basket, good finish. That's Anna Miller, 6th player of the year in the Valley, but she has been a starter down the stretch here. Defensive player of the year in the conference as well. Speaking of defense, there's Maggie Bear. But we've seen a lot of good defense. The Cards have turned that defense into offense so far, Tamika.
Well, it's the deflection, the activity, it's the intensity, all of that. Then finding ways to make it to the basket. That was the first one. Hailey Van Lith with the finish. Then you see it again. Player after player after player has been able to get those steals.
On the baseline, out of bounds, Robinson found Van Lith, and Robinson gets on the offensive glass. Second chance here for Louisville. Jones on the drive. Morgan Jones off the mark. Last touched by Becker from Drake. It'll be Louisville basketball.
Louisville continued to try to attack down low and get a basket around the rim. Not able to finish on the last couple of possessions.
That three won't drop, and it's going to be a foul on Van Lith, battling against Dinnebeer for the rebounds. For the 3rd straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. For more information, go to ncaa.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. So Van Lith picks up her 2nd personal foul. She'll go to the bench. That is a big call here in the first quarter with more than 2 minutes to go in the first.
Well, Hailey Van Lith has been phenomenal when you look at just this year in particular, but they need her on the floor. She's one of those scorers that you always have to watch out for. Not that they don't have any other scorers for Louisville, but she's been a big piece. 19.2 points per game. We've already said how important she is to this Louisville team.
So Van Lith is on the bench for the Cards. See the turnovers, 8-0. Cards have not turned it over yet, and Drake struggling to take care of the ball against this Louisville defense here in the first quarter. Leading in is Marissa Russell for 2.
Russell took 2 players down with her, but she did a great job of finishing at the basket. I like how strong she is taking the ball to the basket.
On the cut to the basket, Dinnebeer will go to the free throw line as Cochran gets whistled for the personal. That'll be her first.
One thing about Drake, you have always got to be concerned about their three-point shooting. 5 players on the floor can knock down their 3-point, so they stretch the defense. So even when you look at help side, you got to play a little bit further out to be able to get to the shooters. That's why you're seeing so many wide open backdoor cuts.
What was Allison Pullman's green light? If you've got 10 toes pointing at the basket, shoot it.
Shoot it, I don't care. It's a good shooter's game right there.
Dinnebeer, outstanding free throw shooter, 11th in Division I. Had a string of 36 in a row come to a close against Belmont in the Valley Championship game. That was a win over the regular season co-champs Belmont for Drake. 3 knocked down by Carr.
Carr stepped up with confidence to knock that down. Player running out, but she already had it.
First points for Carr, and a little too much from Jones with the hand check, so she gets called for the personal. Jeff Walls' team lost to Virginia Tech in the ACC title game 2 Sundays ago, 75-67. That was Tech's 11th straight win, so obviously red hot. But Jeff could find very little fault with his team. Loves how they've dialed it up defensively. Loves how they've kind of figured out roles here. They are 8-3 since changing their starting lineup. He said they needed more scoring off the bench. All their scoring was in the starting 5, so Harris and Robinson and Kono were starting. Dixon, Jones, and Carr were coming off the bench. Carr now back in the starting 5, but You know, you got to tweak things when you get late in the season if you don't feel like it's passing the eye test, and that was the case for Louisville.
And you start thinking about Sixth Man of the Year and that award and why it is so relevant in this game is because you need players that can come in off the bench and give you energy, give you scoring. And as a coach, Coach Walsh realized we need to get more scoring.
Cochran leans in. No call, and no, there is a call. And one is the call. Foul on Drake, chance for a three-point play for Olivia Cochran.
Well, Miller trying to stay in front of Cochran, and Cochran, great job going straight up. First of all, getting her moving, and then she goes straight up, gets called for that block. Cochran for a chance for the and-one.
Reminder, Anna Miller, the Defensive Player of the Year in the Missouri Valley Conference. So here is Olivia Cochran, the junior from Columbus, Georgia, had a good ACC tournament, second-team all-tourney selection, finishes off the three-point play. Good game against Notre Dame in that semifinal win, 12 points, 8 boards to get Louisville to the championship. Final minute of what's been an entertaining first quarter. Dinnebeer with 7 on the shot clock. Cochran comes out. Dinnebeer's in trouble, and once again, that Louisville defense outstanding here in this first quarter. Jump ball, possession arrow, Drake with 3 on the shot clock.
Well, Cochran does a great job. You watch her moving her feet, not getting called for the foul. What Dinnebeer did not know is that Carter was following behind, so when she tried to turn around, she was right there to grab it.
With 1 on the shot clock, off the iron, the bid from Gildner, and here's Russell with 4. With 3, floats to the basket, won't drop, and that will do it for the first quarter. Were you entertained?
I was.
I think you were. I think I was. I hope you all were. 25-23 score at the end of 1. They beat Syracuse and Baylor in that tournament. This is a Drake team. We talked about it before. They beat number 2 seed Belmont by 18 in the Valley title game. They had lost to Belmont late in the regular season. They won the semifinal over the number 1 seed Illinois State by 20. They edged out Missouri State by 3 in the quarterfinal round. A Drake team playing with a ton of confidence. Louisville scores in the opening seconds in the second quarter to go on top 5-4.
Interestingly enough, number 42, you're looking, Maggie Bear had only taken 1 field goal attempt, and she is the player that, for Drake, they look at her as being very instrumental in that offensive game.
Turnovers the story right now. I mean, look at the number right now, 9-0, and the points off turnovers, 12 for Louisville off of those 9 Drake turnovers, as Drake turned it over again. Drake shot 67% in the first quarter, but they don't have the lead because of all those turnovers. There is number 42, Maggie Bear, on the defensive end.
Well, that's her 4th block so far. So you look at from the simple fact of she hasn't scored on offense, but defensively she has been a staple. You see right there, ball right into her hand, able to get that block on Cochran.
Out top to Morgan Jones. Jones, that's the first turnover for the Cards. Drake has struggled taking care of the basketball, averaging 17 turnovers a game. They're -3 in turnover margin. Good job there. Berg finding Becker for 2.
I think it's sometimes the pace that they like to play with and almost being unselfish and trying to find other players.
Too
unselfish, yes.
Yeah, Allison Poehler said that. Sometimes they pass too much.
And Maggie Bear had the shot, but she tried to get a step closer, saw her teammate a little bit too late, and passed it right to Louisville.
Carr on the pull-up. She has been red hot. She was spectacular against Virginia Tech, was 10 of 21 from the field. She kept Louisville in that game by knocking down some clutch shots, went for 27 points. 2 minutes into the second quarter. Game number 1 of 2 here at the Moody Center. There's Grace Berg on the cut.
Well, that's where Drake is able to excel so far in this game. I mean, those backdoor cuts, and they just keep moving. And if you're a team that you got to stay locked in for 40 minutes, Louisville kind of went to sleep a couple of times.
5 assists on 10 field goals so far for Drake. Tough spot on the baseline. Won't go down for Jones. And it's another rebound for Bear. That's her 5th to go with their 4 blocks. Another cut to the basket. We talk about doing it for 40 minutes. You have to do it for the entire length of the shot clock on defense if you're Louisville.
You have to stay locked in 100%. You see Coach Walls comes out to the floor upset about it, but here it is, the backdoor cut. Just continue to keep Drake alive, and it goes in just like that. Timeout, Louisville.
We'll talk to you in just a little bit. 10 Drake turnovers have led to 14 Louisville points so far, but we're tied at 29. Josie Williams into the game for Louisville. Out of the timeout, she did not play against Virginia Tech in the ACC title game. Knocks down her first look.
Oh, that's a big-time play right there, especially if you can come in off the bench, but she's going to get called for that foul. They tried to go to a zone. Louisville tried to go to a zone, and Drake is still able to get the backdoor cuts. You see it right here.
You saw Williams turn her head to the right, and Drake, smart team, the cut to the basket by Becker, and 1.
Right now, Drake is shooting 75% from the field goal, 67% from the 3, 100% from the free throw line.
Robinson tried to drop it down. Doesn't give up on the play, though. That's what Mikasa Robinson does. Gets the steal, and now trying to direct traffic.
She's the glue to the team. Robinson is that player that you want to play with, and Carr tried to shoot the 3.
Hawthorne, freshman. The entry. They lost track of Maggie Bear.
It's almost like you need I remember the principle that you used to have where you have 2 fingers out, one finger pointing to your player, 1 finger pointing to the ball, and no matter where they move the finger, you had to move with them because you turn your head, Drake is too good.
So the communication, even if it's nonverbal, has to improve, is what you're saying for Louisville on the defensive end.
Exactly, and Ava Hawthorne stepped right into that pass.
That one out of control. Now keep in mind, Louisville is playing without their top player. Honorable mention All-American Hailey Van Lith picked up her 2nd foul in the first quarter. You can see she is simmering on the bench right now.
That's an understatement right now. You see that expression.
She never leaves the floor, it seems, but she has to now. ACC leader in minutes per game at 37 minutes a game.
Well, the fact of the matter is you don't need her in the game right now. You've got to rely on other players. You need her in the 4th quarter to be able to step up.
Been on the bench since 2:13 to go in the first quarter. And it'll be Drake basketball. That'll get us to a timeout inside the 5-minute mark here in the second quarter. 12 Drake on top by 3. They are 5 for 5 from the field here in the second quarter. All 5 field goals have been assisted on, so that just gives you an idea how it's working for Drake. You talked about it before, what Louisville has to do. you, an elite defender in your day, and that was a very good, long day. You got to talk. You got to point. You have to know. You have to just kind of have that awareness, and you think that Louisville's lacked a little of that awareness in the half-court defensively.
Well, I think the issue is, I mean, you're going against a team. They not only can score well from the outside, but even more importantly, they find each other. They read the defense very, very well. That's the experience that they have of playing with one another.
Deflected out of play by Nyla Harris. 7 to shoot here for Drake. NCAA Men's Basketball Championship second round continuing tonight on CBS, TBS, and TNT. For more information on tournament game times and networks, go to ncaa.com. 3 on the shot clock. Anna Miller realized it a little bit too late, and that is going to be turnover number 12? Am I right? 13. It's 13. We updated it. They're coming quickly. I'm trying to stay on top of them.
Well, some of them have been unforced errors, and we've seen that, but...
There's a turnover on Louisville, an offensive foul. Miller didn't get the call earlier on the contact with Cochran, but this time Harris gets whistled for the charge.
Well, Louisville, I mean, we watched them in practice yesterday. They can hit those shots, but they're trying to get one step closer. They're trying to make it, I guess, a little bit easier, but I say take their open shot. They're letting you shoot those shots.
Inside of 4 to play in the first half.
Drake just never stopped moving.
And they're shooting 72% from the field. Berg didn't stop moving and scores again. Berg a perfect 5 for 5 from the field. She's got 12. That's her season average, 12 a game.
Louisville trying to figure out what they need to do to make a difference. That's the shot I was talking about. But Cochran, she hesitated a little bit. She couldn't hit that shot from the free throw line.
7-0 run for Drake. They had a 10-0 run in the first quarter, but trailed by 2 after 1 because of troubles with turnovers. Berg now drives to the basket a little bit too strong. That's her first miss.
Well, Harris didn't want to pick up another foul, end up on the bench, so that was a good job of just playing it straight up.
Too strong on the turnaround, and Berg tracks it down. Three-pointer on the way. SB Gildner, no, and here come the Cards the other way. Scoring drought is 4 minutes long and counting, and a chance at the free throw line here for Robinson. On the other end, the story has been what Grace Berg and her teammates have done offensively.
Well, Grace Berg just keeps moving and moving and moving, and you see right there just setting up the offense, but this is a great job driving to the basket. That is what they do. They find the open drive, they find the open looks, and Grace Berg has taken advantage of it every single time.
So that ends the scoring drought at 4 minutes and 23 seconds. As you take a look at Grace Berg heading to the bench after putting in some good work. Went for 14 points against Belmont in the Valley Championship game. Was efficient from the field in that one, 6 of 9. Morgan Jones coming into the game as Kono will check out. So this is where Louisville's had their success, bringing the pressure, turning Drake over in the full court. They've had trouble defending in the half court.
Well, and being able to do that, you have to be able to rotate players in and off the bench, and that's what Louisville looking to rotate players in. Looking to
trap, and a foul is going to be called here as Dinnebeer was trying to get rid of it. Russell picks up her first.
I like when Louisville put the press in early on, but look at this right here, yeah. Just a little bit from the back to the Bear.
Maggie Bear Bear for three.
Maggie Bear finally, she saw the play happening wide open for a couple of passes, just kept waving her hands, and her teammate finally found her.
Drake at 71%. On the season at 48%, fifth in Division I. Robinson off the dribble for two.
So other players have to step up. Robinson is that player. She can do multiple things. We've known her for her defense. I mean, she gets in you on that defensive standpoint, but that's because Hailey Van Lith has been on the floor. She's been out right now for a while. Other players stepping up.
Oh, Robinson, that looked like it was clean, but she gets called for the foul. Hailey Van Lith thinks it was clean too.
Well, one of the things, you gotta be careful. Swipe up, don't swipe down.
Dinnerbear can't get it, and the rebound for Russell. 1:20 to go, clock running, first half. On the drive, good strong take for two by Jones.
Transition game for Louisville, that was a good one.
9 different scores for the Cards here in the first half. On the shot clock. Dinnerbeer down to 3. Louisville turns up the defense. They get an open look for 3. But McCauley can't hit it, and this foul called on Drake.
Bird gonna get called for that foul, trying to jump over Mikasa, but I like this transition play right here. Louisville, it's great, heads up, finding your players that like that drive. More of that is what you need to see from Louisville.
Nyla Harris will check back into the game for Louisville as Cochran will check out. Robinson looks to Walls for what she should do here, how quickly they want to go. Big gap between the shot clock and the game clock.
Drake in their matchup zone right now.
Louisville goes to work on the inside. Spinning with the left hand is Harris.
Great job, Harris. Baiting the defense on one side, and that's a nice little reverse.
Scored quickly, so plenty of time here for Drake to set it up in the half court. But they turn it over. It's been a problem for the Bulldogs. Harris tried to make the extra pass, and it's knocked out of play by Miller. 3.2 to go. Now Van Lith is going to come into the game here for this final offensive possession for the Cards with the 2 fouls.
Well, Van Lith trying to figure out, who am I taking out? Somebody.
All right, you got 5 choices. Who do you want to grab here, Hailey? Now, she has been on the bench, like we said, since 2:13 to go in the first quarter. But she rolls out of bed, ready to make buckets.
Hailey Van Lith is what I saw written.
They look at the top. It's Jones to Van Lith for 3. Oh, you had a feeling that was going down. What a great first half here in Austin to get us started here at the Moody Center. Van Lith in foul trouble in the first half. Our Louisville teammates held down the fort. We're tied at halftime, L. And Allison Pullman's team will have the ball first as we start the third quarter here in Austin. And right away, Louisville, you see what the game plan is. This is what's worked for us. Let us trap. Let us get after it. And right away, a timeout is called by Drake. 6 seconds in to the third quarter. I think we got an idea what Jeff Walz's game plan was coming out of the locker room. We'll have you break it down next. We have seen the very rare timeout called 6 seconds in, but we had an idea what Louisville was going to do before the ball was handed to the inbounder for Drake.
Well, you look at it right here, and I mean, look, right off the bat, Kristin Carr had the immediate pressure on Dinnerbar, and then she picked the ball up in the half court. You can't pick up the ball. You don't have anyone to pass it to.
So out of the Drake timeout, I told you Tamika would break that play down. Well done, catch. Drake does get it into the front court in time, and here is Grace Burke. Had a very good first half offensively with 12 points. for Drake. And there is Berg cutting to the basket. The defender, Harris, fell down.
Well, you got to play defense for 30 seconds. That's how long the shot clock is. And Drake, we've seen them have to throw up shots at the last minute, but that's what they've done well.
And then it's through the hands of Van Lith. Now, we told you about Hailey Van Lith, 2 fouls in the first quarter, so she went to the bench until the final seconds of the second quarter to take the final shot of the first half of Louisville, and Robinson gets called for the touch foul in the backcourt. That's 2.
The one thing for Louisville, even though they are going to pick up the intensity, one thing they cannot afford to do is to get into foul trouble.
Well, you heard Drea talk about it in the studio as Drake gets an open look for 3, and an offensive rebound here for Berg and a second chance. Do you target Hailey Van Lith here, try to attack her with those 2 fouls? Or do you just do what's worked all game long and you go with the back cut and the assist and the layup?
I think you go for the best shot that you can get on the floor, and that's what Drake is looking at. They're not looking at who they're attacking. They're looking at, all right, run the play, make the move, make the cut, and we'll find the best open player.
12 assists on 17 field goals. That one's well off the mark, and Berg's got a rebound. Off the miss, Louisville can't set up any pressure. A transition 3 on the way is no good, but there's another offensive rebound for Grace Berg. Dinnebear takes it at Carr, too strong. Another offensive rebound for the Bulldogs. Setting for 3 is Bear. Plenty of opportunities and good looks for Drake. Cochran back out top to Carr.
And Louisville trying to find an open look right here, setting up their offensive play.
Robinson got inside of Berg and finished.
The thing that's so impressive about Drake is how well they play together. You look at that last drive and
how connected they are. Can't connect that time though. Robinson with the kick. Carr's been held in check. 7 points in the first half. And a foul is called.
Be a foul on Bear, but let's go back and look at these backdoor cuts, and just right on time. Great passes, money. So Maggie Bear will head to the bench for her second foul.
She's got 2. You're right, Tamika. Dinnebear will go to the bench as well. Russell into the game for the Cards. Here she is. Liz Dixon in as well. And another Drake foul is called.
Hailey Van Lith, I think, is going to come into this third quarter, and because she's sat on the bench and looking at the scoreboard and has a feel for the game from the sideline, I really think she's going to come in and try to score more, try to get other players involved, try to do a little bit more.
Ava Hawthorne picks up the personal foul. How did Jeff Walls put it? Hailey Van Lith hates to lose more than she likes to win. Got a glimpse of that with her on the bench. Stewing in that first half with the 2 fouls. Comes up at the free throw line and knocks down a couple. Courtney Becker. Over the top, and Van Lith gets called for her 3rd personal foul.
Well, you knew at some point the post-up was going to happen down low, and Hailey Van Lith having to go off of that switch. Maggie Bear back in the game, said it earlier, 2 fouls. So what Jeff Wall's going to do? Going to keep Hailey Van Lith in.
On the entry, Russell denied it. Robinson lost the handle. Taken away by the Bulldogs. Berg is bumped by Russell.
Russell runs out there because you're defending a three-point shooter, but you got to run out there under control, knowing that they can not only shoot, but they can drive, and they're such a good team doing it.
3 team fouls on the cards. Eva Hawthorne, the freshman, getting some big minutes here. With Dinnebeer on the bench early in this half. Over the top, finishing is Becker.
Even when it seems like Drake doesn't have anywhere to go, they go, and 10 made field goals, all with assists.
The last 10 made field goals have all been assisted. Van Lith through traffic. Tracks down the miss, no reset of the shot clock. Russell with the strong take.
Well, Maggie Bear went down and created a wide open space, wide open lane for Russell to drive.
Dinnebeer will come back into the game for Drake. Bird can't get it. Numbers the other way for Louisville if Robinson pushes. Carr finds an opening.
There was one possession we saw earlier in the second quarter. Louisville got multiple offensive rebounds, but has not been able to really get on the offensive boards.
A little too much for Louisville. Jeff Walsh says, slow down, settle down, as Carr threw it away. Upset with his players right now. His team in the battle here, tied at 45. For the 3rd consecutive year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. More information, go to NCAA.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships.
I think Jeff Walls was upset with his team on that last turnover, more so because it's uncharacteristic the way they've been playing. They have been taking care of the ball. They're trying to make up all of these baskets in one opportunity.
On the second chance opportunity, it's Anna Miller. Eight for Miller, who's averaging 10 a game. Robinson, Van Lith found her, and Robinson into double figures now with 10.
And Drake's in that zone, that's a wide open area. Louisville does a great job finding that open look right there.
Maggie Bear can hit the 3. It's been cold shooting for Drake here in the 3rd quarter. Can Louisville take advantage? Bulldogs are 4 of 14 from the field here in the 3rd. Robinson came down hard on her left shoulder, grabbing for it right away. She was fouled and will go to the free throw line when we come back. You're watching Allison Pullman coach Tamika. She's very calm, like she can handle everything that Louisville's throwing at her team and anything that could happen in the NCAA tournament, because when you're the mom of triplet girls who are now 16, you do feel like that's the hard part, and the basketball's the easy part, I'm assuming.
Well, I don't know. You're the father here, so let's hear it from you. How does it feel?
I am going to say, to be a mom of triplets, to be involved in coaching, which
it's a full-time job,
is beyond a full-time job. That's pretty good. The triplets are here in the building. Quinn, Ruby, and Sydney to root on Mom and Drake. And there's plenty to cheer for here.
And they've been on spring break, so this is part of the spring break. They've been in Florida, came
Fortunately,
over.
Austin didn't get the memo that it's supposed to be spring down here because it's been in the 40s. We're a little disappointed about that.
I didn't pack for that. I thought I was getting out of Indianapolis weather.
You brought it with you. Louisville in front. On the drive to the basket and the finish. SB Gildner for 2.
Louisville turned their head. Help side defense was non-existent on that drive. See right here, matchup zone, Drake.
Van Lith Good adjustment on the drive by Hailey Van Lith.
Hailey Van Lith is so good at creating her own shot. That's one of the areas that Coach Wallace talked about. I mean, I said when you watch her and her numbers and how they've improved over the years, she's been in a supporting role. And this year has really been the first year she stepped up and had to be big.
A little aggressive defensively, and Russell gets whistled for the foul.
We'll take another look at this Louisville bucket. Great ball movement. Hailey Van Lith squeezing through two defenders for the score.
3 fouls on Russell. Van Lith playing with the 3. That's tipped out of play. Louisville led by 2 after 1. It was tied at 39 at halftime. It's been tight throughout. There have been opportunities for Drake here in this third quarter where they've had players open, taking it to the basket or under the basket. And that's what Allison Pullman's got to realize. Like, we're getting good looks. We're right there. Just finish it. Execute it.
Well, they have 16 turnovers and 14 assists. Their turnovers outweigh their assists.
Van Lith stepped out of bounds. Now, turnovers have been an issue for Louisville because they had 4 in the first half. They already have 4 here in this quarter.
Well, that's an unforced error right there. Hailey Van Lith just so excited that she was almost a little bit more open than she has been all game.
Three-pointer on the way, it's good. Dinnebeer knocks it down.
Dinnebeer fell down, got up, and knocked down a 3.
Robinson answers. Marissa Russell was limping. She's
got blood on him.
Still on the court. And Dinnebeer has to go off to the sideline because there's some blood. Russell looks to be okay. Jeff Walls, we've seen this a time or two in this game. When he's been talking to his team, you can just see the shoulders drop, just exasperated time and again. Tournament time has been Wall's time in his time at Louisville. 11 trips to the Sweet 16, 4 Final Fours, 2 title game appearances. 13-0 in the opening round of the tournament. And he and the Cards in a fight here with Drake on the cut to the basket. Another one that does not connect. And here come the Cards. Van Lith on the pull-up. Unable to hold on to it was Robinson. It'll be Drake basketball.
I like that look for Hailey Van Lith, though, coming straight in. She can knock down that shot. And better that than bulldoze over 2 players and potentially get her 4th foul.
Remember, this quarter started with Drake calling a timeout just 6 seconds into the quarter after Louisville turned up the defense. Drake with the turnover. Van Lith, high arcer won't go. And a foul is called on Drake.
Interestingly enough, you look at those turnovers, 18 turnovers for Drake compared to 8 for Louisville.
Fouls on Berg, her second. Louisville ball on the baseline. Minute 15 to go in the third. And Dinnebeer tried to steal it, could not keep her feet. They'll stay with the Cards.
I think Louisville got lucky on that play because if she would have gotten a clean look at that steal.
You see Dinnebeer all over the court. All defensive team in the Valley this year. Was on the all-freshman team a year ago. 2-year starter at point guard. Outstanding player for Drake. Just got hit up in the face by Russell. Officials saw it, and Russell gets whistled for the foul. That is her fourth.
At the end of the day, you gotta play smart. When you have 3 fouls in the third quarter, there's some plays that you just have to not go as hard. And it's hard as it sounds, it's just some plays that you have to relax a bit.
Well, Russell staying on the floor with the 4. Open. This time it is a connection made for Drake. Beckers into double figures with 11. Drake back in front. Van Lith for 2. Timeout called by Louisville.
30 seconds.
And again, we're in zone. Do you know what zone means? Walls, so everybody in the Moody Center could hear him. I think they could hear him back in Louisville, too.
Well, he's mad about the zone, and how many times have you seen Drake over and over and over again exploit pretty much every single defense they put out there? They've been able to find open cuts.
Frustration at a high for Walls on that Louisville bench. Final minute, third quarter. That inside won't drop though for Bear. Cards will hold for 1.
And Maggie Bears really struggled today just being able to knock down layups.
Bear is 2 for 9 from the field. There have been several missed layups. Some point-blank opportunities for Drake. That would have had them in front here heading into the 4th. Louisville a little stuck right now. Shot clock down to 3. Dixon bails him out. It did not look promising for the Cards on that possession, but Liz Dixon said, I got this. And we've got a lead for the Cards. Add this to the list of first-round thrillers that we've had so far in the first 2 days of the NCAA tournament. Eric Freed, Hall of Famer Tamika Catchings back here with you. We head to the 4th with Louisville on top by 2. And the Cards stretch to 4. Robinson with the assist.
I love that play. Liz Dixon actually set a screen and screened the middle of that zone and got a wide open look.
Morgan Jones with the bucket to start things for Louisville. Good fake, and on the drive, won't drop. In the third quarter, Tamika, Drake was 7 of 18 from the field. They missed 7 layups in that third quarter.
And I would add to that layups, but point-blank missed layup, probably at least out of those 7, 3 or 4.
Jones, a little too strong, but she'll head to the line to shoot a couple. So missed opportunities for Drake after shooting at a high level in the first half. 7 of 18 in the third with those 7 missed layups.
We talked about it earlier, just shooting so well, but they only shot 38.9%.
Foul on Bear, her third. They're trying to confirm who the shooter is here. Something tells me this is going to end with Michael Price going to the monitor here and us going to a commercial. But I'm wrong.
Every once in a while.
Tamika and I, we sat through a 22-minute video review at one point this season, so we've had some moments. Jeff Walls.
don't know why Jeff Walls is so upset.
Well, I think his players are thrilled that he's taking out on the officials instead of them for once. Drake gets a much-needed three. Van Lith, defended by Gildner. Robinson tried to drop it down. It was last touched by the Bulldogs, 11 to shoot.
Louisville, one of the things I think they need to do, they need to space the floor a little bit better. They are all on top of each other, so even when you're trying to make those passes, the defense has not had to expand enough.
I think Talisa Green was trying just to give the universal sign for that's enough to Jeff Walls. I think he was officially warned by Green because she's making eye contact with Price, the lead official, just to let the crew know that Jeff Walls has been warned. Now he's working on Royce Blevins. Jeff sharing the wealth right now. Three-pointer, how about this? How about this from Marissa Russell?
And Russell is fired up. That intensity that she plays with, you feel it over here.
And Walls left her on the floor with the 4 fouls, picked up her 4th with a minute 14 to go in the 3rd, and rewards Louisville with the 3. And now a foul is going to be called on the Cards Jones.
Well, that's going to be your 2nd foul for Jones, but take another look at this wide open look for Russell, and I think she looked at the bench after she made it. Might have looked at Jeff Walls.
Was she saying, thank you for leaving me in the game? Inside for 2. There's Miller. Miller's in the double figures. That's 4 in double figures now for Drake.
Well, their starters average, they have 4 starters that average double-digit scoring. In the 5th one, she gets 9.5 points per game, so it's only...
Becker is one of the 4 in double figures. She's off the bench with those 11 points. Drake a +10 in rebounding margin. Dinnebeer, blocking foul is called on Liz Dixon. That's her first. Plenty of subs coming into the game. Cochran coming on. And Harris for Louisville. Russell will check out after knocking down the 3, remember, with 4 fouls. Dixon heads to the bench as well. McCauley into the game for Drake as Gildner heads out. %90 free throw shooter, 11th in Division I. Dinnebeer makes it a 1-point game. Cochran, the extra pass from Robinson.
So you're starting to see Louisville give Drake a little bit of their own medicine, moving the ball, attacking. Maggie there.
Denied by Cochran. Robinson on the push, and the feet underneath. Harris goes to the line. Bear picks up her 4th.
I think that was a frustration foul right there, but look right here, Cochran holds her ground. Maggie Bear not able to take it up, and I think you almost got to pull the ball out and let her know, move the ball, but great job right here on the offensive end. Bear comes down, frustration foul.
I think Robinson's been excellent. You talked about her all-around game, but she now has 6 assists to go along with 13 points and a couple of rebounds. As you can just tell, just looking at her, she always has that intensity on both ends of the floor, but she's got that look of, we will be playing here on Monday night against the winner of Texas or East Carolina if I have anything to do with it. And right now, Louisville's on top by 5. It's their largest lead of the night. Dinnebeer defended by Robinson.
Okay. Robinson gave a little bit of a shrug after that, but you see it right there. Dinnebeer trying to take it in, and Robinson meets her up in the air. Like a nice little shrug. Yeah, you're right. She's trying to be here on Monday.
When you're doing the little shoulder shimmy, you're feeling good about what you're doing right now. Another layup miss that's been a big story for Drake. And guess who took it away? It's Robinson, weaving through traffic. The handoff to Van Lith. Just one drop. And a rebound for Becker. One player without a shoe, it's Grace Berg, who's going to go with one shoe for the moment. Threw her shoe to a teammate on the bench, and now Allison Pullman says, we don't want Grace Berg playing with one shoe on and a sock on the floor here. So Drake takes the timeout, we'll take it as well. Tied after one, tied after two, tight heading into the fourth. Louisville has the largest lead of the game on top by 5. The winner of this game to take on the winner of Texas and East Carolina, which comes up after the conclusion of this one. Louisville swarming on the defensive end out of the timeout, really trying to make it tough on Drake. 7 on the shot clock. On the drive, and a blocking foul is called on Robinson.
Well, Robinson has been all over the floor today. 3, that'll be her 3rd foul right there, trying to step in and get the charge, but moving a little bit to her left. She wasn't set.
Anna Miller will head to the free throw line. Sophomore out of Rochester, Minnesota, has been a starter since mid-February. And in those 8 starts heading into the tournament, Drake 7-1 in those games. Inside of 6 minutes to play, 4-point game. Van Lith tried to feed it to Cochran, got it to her.
Well, Cochran has stepped it up in her post game, and she is posting big down low.
Grace Berg comes up short. Berg. Inside for 2, there's Miller.
Great patience by Miller. You know Cochran coming behind you.
Van Lith back into Cochran. Too strong. Louisville's got the size to get a second chance here.
This is what I mean about Cochran. Takes it down low.
Offensive foul. No basket.
I've been talking about Olivia Cochran and how big she's been posting up, but right there, she spins right into Anna Miller. It gets called for that offensive charge.
Gildner. Turnover by Drake. That's their 19th.
Trying to thread the needle right there. You don't need that possession. You got to take care of the ball. They have so many turnovers tonight.
Robinson resets for the Cards. Van Lith off the dribble. Dinnebeer will get a trip to the free throw line. See Drake struggled to convert what have been officially scored in the building layups. Some are tougher than others. Some are a little farther from the basket than others, but if it's considered left. But we, just by what you've watched and what we've talked about, they've had plenty of good opportunities that they've been unable to convert, that they were converting because they shot better than 60% from the field in the first half. They're going to have to find the basket here down the stretch. And it's going to be a challenge against this Louisville team that continues to try to dial up the defense.
Well, I'll even say this much. I mean, you look at the third and fourth quarter and the layups that they've missed. Some of it is Louisville. Louisville has dialed up their defense.
Yes.
And down low, Olivia Cochran, hands straight up, doing a great job. I mean, Harris down low at times, doing a great job. So it's not just been missed layups.
Getting on the glass, Harris will go to the line. Maggie Bear had just checked back into the game with the 4 fouls. I think that's on Bear. And it is. That is her 5th. So the leading scorer and rebounder for Drake has fouled out with 3:52 to go.
Maggie Bear tonight had not really been able to play. I mean, she had 5 points, had not really been able to find her offensive production. One of the players that we talked about with missing layup after layup after layup, but other players have stepped up.
So Bear finishes, as Tamika said, with 5. All 5 were scored in the first half. Harris, a 51% free throw shooter, has another one to come. Louisville as a team very good at the free throw line, tied for first in the ACC at 75%, but it's been a struggle for Harris. Here's Drake, inside of 4 to play in a 5-point game. 3-pointer on the way. Drake's not done yet.
All they need is some space to see the basket. All 5 players on the floor can knock down 3. They got the cutting game. They're getting the layup. Got to be able to finish.
16 points for Miller. Dixon on the turnaround. Yes, Liz Dixon. Dinnebeer on the push. In trouble. Here's Berg. Kick it to the corner. Gildner's 3 is good.
Unbelievable.
Back-to-back threes for Drake. And Anna Miller is down back behind the play. Van Lith off balance, but that's what she does.
Van Lith is not going away. She is going to figure out a way to score or get her teammates in scoring position.
Five to shoot. Dinnebeer throws it up and is fouled with 1 on the shot clock. Previous 2 possessions, back-to-back threes for Drake.
Finding the open players, Anna Miller steps in, knocks it down right there, and then you see coming off a full half-court pass from one side to the other side, and another shot down.
Jones picks up her 3rd. Anna Miller staying in the game. She was down in the court after that second 3-pointer. Seemed a little wobbly and woozy, but I think you're going to have to drag someone off the floor at this point. In a 1-point game with 2 minutes to play. Win or go home between Louisville and Drake. Van Lith, great adjustment for 2.
Hailey Van Lith, yet again, stepping in, finding a way to score.
12 of her 19 coming in the second half. Berg turning inside, was bumped, counted, and the foul, a chance to tie it at the line.
Wow. Berg disciplined in figuring out a way Nice little spin right there. Get to the basket. Harris might have put a little bit of body moving into the offensive players. That's where she gets called for that foul.
Harris's second personal foul. Berg at the line, 74% free throw shooter.
You hear these Drake fans behind us getting loud, cheering on this team.
Three-pointer, short, rebound, fought for, and last touch by Drake. And it will be Louisville basketball, but the officials are going to go to the monitor here to confirm it with 1:04 to go.
Well, I like that. They want to make sure they get the play right. I mean, with the tie game, a minute left, you got to figure out whose ball is it that you can get the right possession.
Last place now under official review.
A reminder, call on the floor is off Drake, Louisville ball. Different angle. Looks like Miller was moving forward towards the baseline, helping the ball get there. I don't see enough to overturn this, do you, Tamika?
I don't. Right there, you see Anna Miller. Last one, so they're going to keep it possession Louisville.
Officials with a quick review. It will be Cards basketball. Van Lith. Final minute of regulation here in Austin. Van Lith, hesitation. The pull-up for two. 21 for Hailey Van Lith. 2-point Louisville lead. Into the hands of Dinnebeer.
Going down to the wire.
Berg, they look inside. Couldn't get it. Another point-blank opportunity missed by Drake. Miller came up short. But Drake finally figures out that they need to foul here because they had one to give.
We're going to take another look. Hailey Van Lith, ice in the veins right there. Nice little pull-up jump shot. Every single time Louisville has needed a basket, she has been there. And then on the other end, Miller, yet another missed layup. And Drake just really struggling, I feel like, in the second half of just making layups.
Next foul will send Louisville to the free throw line. And they have to give it right here as Robinson will head to the line, an 83% free throw shooter. So Drake with 2 timeouts remaining. So they're able to advance the basketball if they so choose with 20.4 to go. Here comes Nyla Harris in for Russell. Jones will come in as well for Louisville.
So one of the things you see Louisville going for a bigger lineup, trying to get some bodies up there. So Drake probably going to call a timeout to advance the ball.
That's huge. One of 2. Drake will not use a timeout here. Perhaps they should think about it, but Robinson gets a little aggressive. Louisville bringing that intensity in the backcourt, and Robinson with the foul. That's her 4th. Both teams are in the bonus, so 2 free throws coming for Drake with 19.6 to go.
That's the rough foul right there. Mikasa just a little bit too aggressive, like you said, Eric. And And one of the things, I mean, Louisville's up by 3, so this is only a 2-point possession. Look for Drake. I think they make both the free throws, and then you steal foul. Go for the steal first, and then you look to foul.
Importantly, it's a chance to score points when the clock stops here for Drake. And at the free throw line is a 90% free throw shooter. She's 7 for 9 tonight. Beers makes them both. Drake will bring some pressure into the backcourt here. And Louisville, seeing that, will use a timeout here to advance it into the front court. They'll use a full timeout, and they will inbound it by their bench. With 19.6 to go, the Cards with the ball and the lead. All right, take us into the huddles to make a first. Let's reset it in a 1-point game. Louisville with the basketball. The possession arrow does belong to Drake. Drake, importantly, 2 timeouts remaining. So with the foul and the free throws, they can advance into the front court as we run out of time here in the first half. What's the play? You look for the steal here quickly, and if you don't get that, you got to foul.
I think that's what Drake does. I mean, you got to steal foul. You got 19.6. Otherwise, you're looking at giving Louisville the opportunity to just run the clock, make the pass, and keep it moving. I think if you're Drake, you gotta steal foul. Louisville, obviously, you gotta get the ball in and take care of the ball. You can't afford to get a 5-second call.
If you're Louisville, are you drawing up a play specifically to get it to Hailey Van Lith? 88% free throw shooter, by far the team leader in free throws made and attempted. And as we talked about, she picked up those 2 fouls in the first quarter. She was biding her time for this moment right here to try to win this game for her Cards.
I mean, she got 21 points and sat out most of the first half, but has come and has done some great things. You try to get the ball. Jeff Walls calls a timeout. That's what I said. You can't allow a 5-second call to get called. So while you would love to get it in Hailey Van Lith's hands, she can't be your only option. Of course, the focus for Drake is to make sure that she does not get the ball.
Drake would love it to get to Harris. Freshman's a 51% free throw shooter. Cochran, 64%. Robinson and Van Lith are both above 80%. And Chrislyn Carr, who has sat on the bench most of the second half, as you pointed out, been a bigger Louisville lineup. Carr, outstanding free throw shooter at nearly 90%. Robinson gets it to Van Lith. They look for the basket. Count it, and the foul. How about that play call for the Cards?
Well, they switch it up. Louisville, the first possession has Hailey Van Lith going to the backcourt. This time they have her going toward the basket, and she does a great job. Jennifer tries to get the foul called on the ground, but you can't. You got to foul as soon as she catches the ball. You can't give her a dribble going up to the basket.
We knew Louisville wanted it in her hands. Give credit to Walls and his staff for drawing up a play that was so aggressive to catch everybody in the building off guard that they would attack the basket instead of just trying to safely get into the backcourt. And Jeff Walls getting a smile out of Hailey Van Lith. First one we've seen from her tonight.
Well, they just switched up which player went to the front court and which player went to the back court. Hailey Van Lith, so smart when it comes to basketball. You get the ball that close to the basket, you're not dribbling at all just to dribble the clock out. You're going straight to the basket. Get another look right there, takes it in, and Genevieve, a bad foul going to the basket. Gives Hailey Van Lith that and one.
That and one now makes it a 2-possession game. 81-77. Still a lot of time left. 18.2. Things have to happen quickly here for Drake. Since it's a 2-possession game, you don't need a 3 right now. You just need something fast.
But Drake uses a lot of their clock. They got to get something fast, get into it. They're going to go for the 3 right there.
It's a deep 3. And it's good! Gildner. Van Lith is fouled with 13.5 to go.
Dinnerbeer gonna get called. That's her 4th foul now, but you put everything out there on the line. Said it was gonna be a quick play right here. Nice screen, took 2 players with her.
So because they shoot and make the 3, Van Lith at the free throw line makes the first. If she makes this one, Drake can take a timeout, advance it, and tie it with a 3. Van Lith makes them both. Now, Drake did not call a timeout earlier to advance it. Remember, Robinson got called for the foul, and they will not advance it here. So here comes Dinnerbeer. 3-point game. Dinnerbeer against Robinson. Looks for Berg. Berg for 3. No. Rebound kicked around. 4 seconds. Tie up, possession arrow, and a travel is called. A travel before the time. Now the possession arrow was still with Drake, so it's Drake ball with 3.3 to go. Timeout, Bulldogs.
Well, this is the time now. You are drawing up your 3-point play. Look at this. We'll take another look at it.
Like I said, either way, whether it's a travel or a tie-up, possession arrow was with Drake. So that is moot right there. The point is it's Drake basketball with 3.3 to go.
And plenty of time for a 3-point shooting team to be able to get that possession. They just did it a couple possessions before, got that 3-point play. And honestly, Eric, you're probably going to ask, which player do you get the ball to? It does not matter. They all 5 can shoot
I'll
the 3.
ask you, Tamika, who do you get the ball to? Oh, any of the 5 players on the floor, because that's what Drake can do. On the season, averaging 8 made threes a game. 39% of their field goal attempts this season have been threes. So they are very accustomed to taking the 3, making threes, and a variety of players taking and making threes.
Well, shooting 47% tonight, 8 to 17 from the 3s, and they know what it means.
So let me flip it on you. If you're Louisville, do you foul here to take away the 3-point shot? Put them at the free throw line instead.
That's a smart play. Louisville, if they can get it, they just need to make sure they don't foul before the ball comes into play.
They are looking to foul, and that's what they do. So instead of giving the 3, they will give the foul and send Drake to the free throw line. Now the foul looked to have been called before the ball was put into play because 3.3 still on the clock. Now Louisville getting some personnel onto the floor, little size with Harris.
They know they have to get the rebound, so you're going to put your bigger guards, bigger post players in the game.
They're going to bring Carr into the game here. And at the free throw line is Anna Miller, 57% free throw shooter.
Well, think about this. Louisville has no timeouts left, so they got to get the ball in and take care of the ball.
Well, does Miller intentionally try to miss this one here? She's trying to make it. She misses it. Robinson's got the rebound. Time is winding down, and Louisville survive and advance. They knock off Drake.
Unbelievable game. Hailey Van Lith, I think, is the story. Second half, literally put the team on her back and led this team to a victory.